Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Afternoon, Datu Matlal. Get it. Yo, so.
Your mic is also off.
Hey,
It's Brown Khoti, but Namatlal.
sorry. It is because of this brown matlala thing. Dumela Ntate Mokgotsi. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Thank you, thank you.
Just looking at paragraph in your statement that refers to your qualification, whereby you are saying that you didn't pass Matric in 1996. You wrote a Matric in 1996, but you didn't pass. Looking at that, could you say when did you start your schooling?
It was in 1985, I think.
In which primary?
Yeah, no, I was in class 1984, 85. Yes, 86, I was in grade 2. Yes, I started school in the time.
Okay.
That's
In
correct.
which primary school?
In Mafiki Mulema Primary School.
Then the grade 12,
The grade 12, I did distance learning.
that is Matric. That you
Standard
didn't
10.
pass.
It was standard 10, yeah. It was a distance learning.
Distance
At
learning
Abed School, yes. In
Where?
In Mahike.
in Mahike.
That's correct.
Then where do you reside?
A question again, Honorable Member?
Where do you reside?
I stay in Mahike.
In Mahike.
That's correct.
You are from there.
I was born there.
You never went to stay in any other place.
I stayed in many places. I stayed in Soweto. I grew up in Soweto. I sold in the train in Soweto. I speak almost all the languages in Soweto. In Shawela, I stayed in Naledi. I stayed in Maletsani.
Then in BM1, paragraph 1 of your statement, why do you cite the residents being 2927 Chawelo, Soweto, and not talk about Mahike?
Yeah, but I did mention I stayed in Soweto. I stayed in Shawela, I stayed there. And then in 1927 in Numalo Street, Shawela, when I was selling the train, I was staying there. It's in Shawela Extension 2.
Or is it because of your work? That's why you have to lie and say your residence is Chawelo, not say the correct one.
Yeah, but in a circumstance like this, when you run this operation in Johannesburg and making submissions and also for, there's no way I can ever give, except in circumstances of this nature, the actual address where I stay. There was no way, but this is where I was staying.
Please pause a little. Malema.
No, when she says, where did you study Matric? She doesn't mean necessarily the place. She means the institution. So you are saying you studied in Mahike. Which institution, even if you're doing long distance, which institution did you write your long distance Matric?
Oh, that's correct. And like I said, at first I enrolled with them in college, and then with them I couldn't afford and write at the center, so I chose an Abed Center in the Rehon area to write my exam, but I did not pass.
In which school?
In 1 year. Okay.
In Damelin College here in Braamfontein, there's a correspondence college there.
In Damelin,
That's correct.
in Joburg.
That's correct.
Okay. And then, in paragraph 14 and 15, you indicate that the section head undercover operation would dispose to an affidavit that you were not a crime intelligence undercover agent. You are indeed registered as an agent for crime intelligence. Is it so?
That's correct.
Then looking at that paragraph, if you're going to look at that paragraph 16, we are saying that there were individuals who disposed the affidavit about you being newly appointed in the crime intelligence, and they were asked to fabricate facts through a stated affidavit in order to discredit you. And you are saying that the people who instructed those individuals to have that fabricated information about you, they were instructed by Lieutenant General Kumalo and General Lushaba to do so. Do you think this information you are telling us, it's a social information to say it's Lieutenant General Kumalo? When I'm saying that it's a social, you can confirm to this committee that it's them, nobody else.
Thank you. I don't know if, should I give a yes or no, or I should elaborate a bit on that? Because
You need to elaborate, why do you pick them, these two?
the colonel, his name is not mentioned here. He was working in the support staff, and I'm aware that in 2024 he went to work as a colonel in the office of Major General Lushaba. Now, by virtue that Lieutenant General Kumalo was able to say, I have access to this police information and is the head of crime intelligence, it can be the only one who can tell this person to attest to write this affidavit, because he feels that as a head of crime intelligence, to say this is final. There's no other way this can be opposed. And I'm linking General Lushaba in this because this colonel is working in his office, in his division. That's the reason.
Do you have anything maybe to confirm that instruction?
No, I do not have. I did mention.
Balwa.
I did mention that, Chairperson, the information I'm giving will always be raw, and in most cases I will have to bring someone to corroborate this. But so far as this colonel came in 2024, he cannot even know these all other agents. Yeah, he cannot.
Or is it one of those individuals that were instructed who informed you?
Yeah, as you put
Or it's a person that you cannot name to us?
Or the person who wrote the affidavit, the name is not, I cannot mention here. The name is somehow hidden here. His names and IDs and everything. Now I'm saying I may be wrong. I'm just feeling that probably I must put it in the proper way. That I feel that this instruction came from Major General Lushaba. He's working with Major General Lushaba. And in the crime intelligence, Lieutenant General Kumalo is the divisional head, is the head of crime intelligence. It is him who can just tell a person that I am not in that space.
You know what worries me? You are saying that you may be wrong. It's for the first time you are saying that.
Yes.
I've been listening to you giving information to say that you don't give an information that is the truth. You need to give a falsified information. Were you not saying that?
No, Chair. I was saying during operations, one will engage in operation in a falsified, and not that every time, but in this case of maybe wrong, because the moment you say, do I have can I produce an instruction that was written, whether it was verbal or written? That's why I'm admitting that I've written this because I know it is only Major General Lushaba who can inform this person to write this affidavit. Nobody else.
When you were employed as a contact agent with crime intelligence, were you registered in the same year?
Yeah, there you get recruited. It's not employment in the sense of having a personal number or something. What happens, they take your ID and then they bring a form where you sign and they take away some few weeks or days. They'll come back and start orientating a person on how these things and where and who to report to, when it's a problem, when the handler is not available, who to talk to. And then that's when I get registered with that file. But in this case, I was, of course, registered at first as an informant with a number that is provided in this BM 27 years. Now, in that sense, an informant, after being registered, been recruited, I could not be re-registered. You cannot have two numbers. So they do it in the manual form and the file is kept by the handler.
Your name is put on the crime intelligence database, people all. It is not kept anywhere.
No, it's kept by the handler. He knows, they have the file. If you have, I was explaining this during the day, Honorable Chairperson. You in any country, there's no country that has a database of agents, because where there is corruption, if one cop is corrupt alone, he can give out all the names of people who are doing things that are not lawful, and you'll have all the people being wiped out. There is a way in which the system is managed.
Okay.
Thank you.
In paragraph 18, you indicate that you worked on a number of operations during the period of 2009 up to 2021. Can you clarify the discrepancy? One, the CI official you rely says you were deregistered. Is the thing that you have just you have explained. But from 2009 up to 2021, and you were deregistered in 2001, and you only undertook operations in 2000. Can you again explain that?
Oh, okay. The 2009 comes in 2001, informant deregistered, and
then you have that number.
Yeah, but that yes, yes, that time. But that you are deregistered. But when you are recruited, they cannot give you another number.
You are going to use the
They
same
know-
number of 2001.
Yeah, the handler will know how and do whatever that he must use. But it's there. You cannot be registered twice on the same system. But most importantly, it was in 2009. But now 2009, there is a gap where you will not be doing anything. And most importantly, in between, from 2001 to 2009, that is when I was not doing anything. But 2009 to 2021, I've done them different projects and operations.
From 2009 up to
2021,
2021.
yes.
Now, from 2021,
There was nothing also. That,
There was nothing.
Yes, until when there was this PPE tender. But I wanted to mention this this gap of 2009 and 2021.
Mm.
It was not an everyday thing. But in 2021, that's when, it's not that they give me a new number. It's when, through somebody, I was called to say, this general wants to meet with you. And then we started engaging. He told me about this PPE scandal and so forth. That's when I started working again with this other with the handler.
Then in paragraph 12, that's why I'm asking. You are saying that you were appointed as an official informant for the South African Police Service. Then I want to check if then now you are officially appointed as an informant. There's no document, nothing whatsoever. Being an informant, it said verbal. There's no documentation.
I don't follow the paragraph.
Paragraph 12. After the SDU's self-defense unit.
Yeah, this is the one I'm referring to as an informant, which appears on the other document that I was registered and deregistered in 2021.
So being officially appointed, there's nothing.
You have a number which was deregistered.
This was deregistered in 2001.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, no, it's fine then. Then on paragraph 22 now. Looking at paragraph 22. Why did you investigate the individuals that are mentioning there? Lieutenant General Mkwanazi, General Shaba Khan, all those people you are mentioning there in that paragraph. You are saying that it was part of the CI operations. Who directed you to investigate them?
Yeah, it talks of through Chairperson 2023-24. These are operations wherein are investigated and or engaged. For example, Minister Senzo Mtunu, I engaged with him. And we got here General Khan, whom I only at the time met after the recording. So this was contextualized during the preparation of the document to show that throughout this period, I dealt with these people.
Is there a report on your findings about all these investigations that you conducted about these individuals?
It will just be information, collection of information given to the handler, which is in the position to provide in this file.
It is kept with the handler, nowhere else that information. It's of no use to maybe the National Commissioner, or because the National Commissioner is part of the individuals being investigated, then the information will be kept by the handler.
Yeah, across the country, handlers keep information for their informants and underground agents.
Okay.
Yeah.
When is it disposed? Or when do
We have
you
access
inform?
Oh, thank you. I requested that, I even mentioned that my co-handler has been also subpoenaed to appear before Matlanga. I believe he's finalizing his submission in regard to that. They asked him specifically to deal with that information, which I believe he will also apply for in-camera representation. So he'll provide all these activities, because including from my handler and the co-handler.
Then if the handler dies, he dies with the information.
No, and indeed the handler did die before I went to Madlanga last year. But the co-handler, I believe he had access to the file. That's why you have a co-handler.
Okay. In paragraph 36, where you talk about yourself traveling to Kenya to look or to meet a gentleman with regard to CIA operations, who financed your traveling to Kenya? You're laughing at me
No, I'm not laughing.
when I'm saying who financed your traveling to Kenya.
Some things you'll have to find a way to go, and when you come, you'll get the thing. But there I went on my own.
Or you got the ticket at the airport?
Yes, I flew the ticket, and I've also attached a proof of the
I'm
passport.
saying that you got a ticket already paid at the airport.
No, I had to make ways to pay for it. And then it was not financed by the crime intelligence.
Okay. On paragraph,
Sorry, Honorable Sokanyile, Honorable Sangwani.
Thank you very much, Chair. Honorable Sokanyile asked a very direct question. She said, who paid for it? Not who did not pay for it. Who paid for it?
Paid for it. I paid for it. I paid for it.
you said that he paid. Then can you elaborate on paragraph?
Hold on there, Honorable Sokanyile, Honorable Malema.
How did you pay for it? EFT, cash,
E-wallet.
e-wallet,
No, it was paid for with EFT.
EFT. So EFT is in the bank statement. You can be able to provide us that bank statement or proof of payment.
Yes, I can look for it the way it was paid. Yes, I can look for it.
Oh, you're saying it's paid EFT. If
Yes,
it's EFT,
yes,
you go
yes.
to the same amount you press, you get
The
proof
ticket
of
on
payment.
the name, yes, it's paid.
And then where do you get the money to pay for money that could be paid by a crime intelligence, if indeed it's a crime intelligence work?
In every thing we do, you have a team. In some instances, you talk to your handler. Sometimes he speaks to someone, and those kind of things get paid. It's a simultaneous question that they've been asked, who paid for my legal fees when I went to Madlanga? It's the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
Or you're talking of crime intelligence.
You said you paid for your ticket.
Yes.
Now I ask you, how did you pay? You say EFT.
That's correct.
Then I say, where did you get the money? You say, you talk to the team, all of that, and then they put the money together and you find a way to pay.
That's
Which
correct.
means you didn't take your children's money and your wife's money. Some people came together, brought the money together, gave it to you or put it in your account, and you paid. You said people came together. We can't come together alone.
Yeah, Chairperson, Honorable Member was saying, how do you usually pay if the operation, how do you usually pay?
I never said that, Chair. Please protect me. I never said that. I said, how did you pay this one?
That's when I said
And
it
you
was
said
paid.
EFT.
Yes.
And I said, where did you get the money? Why would you use your hard-earned money instead of using the money of the crime intelligence for intelligence work? And you said, usually you work with the team. They come together and then they will put up something and then you'll find a way to pay. And I'm saying to you, you are introducing a new element now. It's no longer you alone. There is a group that came together, gave you the money, maybe put the money into your account, and you ultimately paid. If that is the case, who are these people who came together?
And if that's the case, Honorable Malema, he's not the one who funded the trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
Then I think I should give this thing properly, Chair. And thank you, Honorable Malem. The question comes in two folds. Is that did I use my money, and who pays for the crime intelligence, whatever. At this current moment, I can assure you, Honorable Malema, that if I mention Major General Lushaba and those at the helm of the crime intelligence, it's very difficult for any operative or any CI agent who may not be in agreement, who can speak what I'm saying now, who can ever be funded or be assisted in the crime intelligence. It's a different thing.
Can we talk
Simple.
about the Kenya
Did you
trip?
or
Monica,
did
I
you
was
not
talking of the
get
two.
financial assistance
I agree. I said
from
there were-
crime intelligence
No.
on your trip to Kenya?
No, I did not. And I'm saying, as the thing stands now, many of agents who are working, who are not in agreement, I can tell you, if an affidavit can come like this and say, I'm not one, any other person who is labeled not to be one can never be funded by crime intelligence right now as we speak. So when I went to Kenya, it is indeed that now I get the point that
Of your own.
there was it supposed to say it's me from my pocket. Let me correct it. Yes, the money, as usual, since then, we've been assisted and then for me to travel.
were
And I was
assisted.
not traveling alone. For that matter, they are different. There's someone I was traveling with, but we assist one another. I could have also I've also put some money, but we have been assisted.
I'm very sorry, Chair.
Okay, hold on, Honorable Malema. Honorable Sokanyile, noting the time we're taking for you. Don't worry, don't panic. Honorable Malema, then we'll take Honorable Sangon.
No, you are not clarifying anything. You said you paid on your own. We accepted that. There's no need to repeat that. And you said you paid EFT. You even committed under oath that you can bring the
proof.
POP.
Yes.
And I asked the question, did you take your children's money to pay an intelligence operation?
It was.
And if the answer remains yes, why would you do that if it's an intelligence operation?
Yes, and that's why I'm answering the second question, that as things stands now, there won't be any, it's not easy to access intelligence assistance now. From where I'm sitting, like if I can speak like this about the CFO and the head of crime intelligence, there is no way I can be assisted. I spoke about informants who bring a lot of information being paid like 3,000 rand, irrespective of the size of the project. Now, that's the second question. I was saying it's no more possible to be funded by the crime intelligence. But the first question you asked, did I pay from my pocket? Which I said, yes, in the beginning. I said, yes, I paid it from my pocket. And further confirmed that it means I was supposed to say, I did pay some and you assisted to pay the whole amount. And that's what I must correct.
Then
the question is, where did you get the money?
From the person who assisted, from the person who also assisted.
Who is that person?
I'm not at liberty to give the name of the person.
Is also in an operative who can be named.
But how am I going to put this man's name here that he helped me to go there to look for the story about the CI agency and whatever, General Mkhwanazi? I cannot say that.
No, we want to understand if your money comes from the coffers of the state, and if they do not come from the coffers of the state in carrying this operation, who is financing our state outside the coffers of the state to run operations of the state? That's what basically what we're investigating.
Yes, true. Chairman, in the case of Kenya, I'm still repeating, I have put the money and someone assisted. But now there comes a question, where did I get the money? It doesn't mean I cannot even, if that person didn't put the money, I couldn't put the money. I have a small business. I can also do some of the things. I have actually been traveling many places, testing in these operations without getting money back. I've done that many times from my pocket. It's not that every time somebody must put the money.